For sure. I also don't know why I got that. I think that time.
Your charm, man.
I got charm. Oh, yeah. Okay, later I go back and then look at it again. I try to find out.
Charm is from the inside, not what you see.
Inside. Okay, I will. Okay. Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Hi, sorry. So many presentation. This is number one. Personality. You're very lucky, you know. Once a year only.
All the single ones take not.
Everywhere.
I heard that you say once a year. Why not the blue? Just never happened.
One is big, all must go buy 4D houses.
Why there's a lot of sarcasm in the air?
We are so happy.
See her.
Yeah.
I know.
In a nice way, no, not really. Actually, I think it's the first time I've been it.
Seriously, oh my god, this is bad.
Yes, you.
Yeah, nice. 2017, 2017.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on a committee of another Tamil club. So if you're through, they give you a jacket. You can. Why not? It's lebih kurang sama lah. It's quite nice, you know.
Wow, that's the light.
Yeah, the terbalik.
Let's back the balik.
Where's the balik? See how it
But the sleeve looks very ugly lah, kan?
Looks a bit awkward. Yeah.
Then I think you can put it
No lah.
on. I think this is bigger than that.
Apa tu?
The collar.
Oh, then again the parents say you're not from this school lah. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
this one is for inner pocket. Anyway, it's free. Is it already happening? No, right, Michael? Will look like it can.
This
This one is single.
don't curse ah, don't curse.
Why you go to MP? They like to see the black. Hi everyone, we are about to start.
Why is it so far?
Yeah, exactly. Good question.
Yeah, come lah. Can you fill up the space in front? Thank you.
Yeah.
Baby.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Have you all taken your lunch?
Yes.
Okay, we are going to start our meeting. Today the theme of our day is the beginning is always today. And I'm the assistant sergeant at arms. So as our normal practice, we will do our 1 minute mindfulness practice. So you all may close your eyes and then sit back, relax freely, and enjoy the meeting later.
Oh, this one.
Once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the 2019-2020 first meeting of the new term. As assistant sergeant at arms, I would like to remind all of you to silence your mobile phone or keep your mobile phone off during the meeting ongoing. The toilet will be just right straight here. You walk out of this room, walk straight, and then turn left. And then the exit door, if there's any emergency happen, you can just follow all the keluar signs stated at this area. So without any further ado, I would like to invite our Area C2 Director, Mr. Kishan Doshi, DL4, to conduct the installation of new club officers for term 2019 and 2020.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Now, as we have started a new term demands a new hand to guide the ship. Now, before we start with that, we want to thank the outgoing EXCO. So, before I start installing the new committee members, can I ask that the outgoing EXCO to please stand where you are?
Mr. President.
Ladies and gentlemen. The district thanks you for your service. With your hard work, you have achieved the President's Distinguished Club in your term 2018. It goes beyond saying that all of you have put in a lot of effort into making this great success for your club. And with my sincerest wish is that this would help to continue on with your incoming successors. So, with that being said, you may now be seated. Thank you for your service. Now, I think in the interest of time, can I have the incoming EXCO to now rise and to stand beside me on my left, as each of you will need to take turns to hold this gavel in order to give your pledge to your role as EXCO for the coming term. So can I have each incoming EXCO member to stand by my side here? Sergeant at Arms, Treasurer, Secretary, then we have the BPPR, BPE PM, BPE Mahendran, and then Nitya right at the end. Okay, so now what's going to happen now is that I will be passing you the gavel. You will hold the gavel with your left hand and raise your right hand, and I will read out your responsibility as in your role for the incoming term. And then I will ask you, do you accept these responsibilities? Now, as you have been elected, and I believe most of you have already started working, I hope the answer is yes. But you never know, I might get surprised today. So we start with our Sergeant at Arms. And your name, if I remember correctly, is Chloe, right? Chloe Chong, yes. So, say gavel up. And so, Chloe, as the Sergeant at Arms, you are responsible for the property management of the club, meaning the equipment that is used for club meetings. You are also responsible for the preparation of the meeting room and the overall hospitality of this club. Chloe, do you accept your responsibility as SAA for this term?
Yes, I accept.
Thank you. Please hold applause until we reach the end, so then you don't have to keep clapping continuously. So thank you, Chloe. You can now pass it on to Yasmin. My apologies. So, Yasmin, you are the treasurer, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
So, as treasurer, you are responsible for your club's financial records, procedures, and controls. I do not know if you need to respond to your finance officers in IJM, but if it is, then you will also be responsible to liaise with your relevant finance people in IJM for the club's funding needs. Do you accept this responsibility for the term 2019-2020?
Yes.
Thank you, Yasmin. Now we hand over to the second Chloe. Chloe, as secretary, you are responsible for your club's records and correspondence. Do you accept to perform these duties to the best of your abilities for this term?
Yes, I accept.
That's right, that's the spirit. Now we pass on to Madhu. Madhu, as Vice President of Public Relations, you are responsible for developing and directing a publicity program that informs individual members and the members of IJM about Toastmasters, about the existence of your club, and to promote them or to encourage them to come and visit and attend one of the club meetings. Will you perform these duties to the best of your abilities?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Madhu. We now pass on to Michael Chang, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, Michael, Vice President of Membership, you are responsible for the planning, organizing, and directing a program that ensures individual member retention and growth of club individual membership. Will you perform these duties to the best of your abilities?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Michael. Now pass the gavel on to Mahin. So, Mahin, as Vice President of Education, or sometimes known as Vice President of everything that happens in the club.
Everything. Wow.
You are responsible for the planning, the organizing, and directing of the club program, which meets the educational needs of your individual members who sit in front of you today. Will you perform these duties to the best of your abilities?
Yes, I will.
Please pass on the gavel to Vidya. Yes. And then raise your right hand.
Oh.
Having been elected as the president of IJM Toastmasters Club, you are in effect its CEO. You are expected to preside over all club meetings and all regular and special meetings of your exco. It's your challenge to see that this club enables its members to achieve its educational goals, and to see that your club helps the area, the division, the district, and Toastmasters International to reach its goal. Please, this gavel that you hold in your hand is a symbol of your leadership and dedication to the office you now hold for the next 1 year. Use it wisely and with restraint. Work with your EXCO members in order to create a healthy, dynamic, fun club that everyone is always happy to attend. Will you, as president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your abilities?
Yes, I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the EXCO for IJM Toastmasters Club term 2019-2020. Does your club practice having the ICP to hand over the pin to you?
No.
Okay, then with that being said, good luck, and always remember to have fun, and I am here to be disturbed if you need help. Please be seated.
Thank you.
That concludes the EXCO installation, and with that, I now pass over to the Toastmaster I now pass over to our new president.
So now I officially start the meeting. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. This afternoon is particularly honored for me because, let's face it, my presence in front of you is pretty unlikely. I born and raised up in a very small town where speaking in English is
very challenging for us. Throughout my studies in tertiary education, I found out that speaking is something which I need to develop. So that's how I involved myself in leadership and speaking competition during my college time. Things changed when I started to join my first job in IJM. I literally felt like I was too much into numbers and statistics. There's one point where I feel very nervous to speak to my senior managers. I feel I need to improve my communication skill. This is not going to work out. So along the way, I was finding for a space for me to break this glass. That's how I found the IJM Toastmaster Club. I heard great stories that how leaders are made in Toastmasters. I still remember this was the room where I first attended my Toastmaster meeting. I remember I was sitting at the corner and I was seeing Lisa, Mr. Ramesh, Supok, or speaking so confidently. And that's actually occurred to me that I was far behind. Throughout the phase of time, I realized that Toastmaster Club was built with strong love, friendship, and compassion. A lot of Toastmasters, my external, including the external and also internal Toastmaster member, make it possible for me to improve my communication skill. While I wouldn't be able to time all of them personally, but I would always be in debt to all of them. I stand here knowing that my story is being a part of large Toastmaster story. There's no other club as make me able to make my story to be possible. I'm very, very humble to be your president today, and the beginning is always today. That's all from me. I'll get back to. Okay, we have wonderful guests today.
I like that.
So I think I still have for like 30 seconds. Can I have the guests to introduce themselves?
Okay,
So first I'll start with.
yeah, hi everyone. I am the area director for Area C2, meaning I am your area director, and I'll be here as your general evaluator today. Back to you.
Thank you. Okay, I think it's Hubert. It's there. We all know him. Hubert. Hi. Steve. So we skip him, and then we go for the next one.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Will. I'm the member of Historical City Toastmaster Club.
And we have one member from
Hi everyone,
IJM.
I'm Juan. This is actually my first time joining Toastmaster meeting. Nice to meet you. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm David. That's for me. Okay, my first day here. I want to help you work. Thank you for coming here. Thank you.
We also have Sharon who regularly attend our meeting.
Hi. Hi. Back to you.
Glad to have all of you here. So with that, I will pass to one of my mentor and inspiring person in Toastmaster, who's Spoon Support, to take over the next session.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see full house over here. I'm drawn by the attendance today. And today we'll have many exciting speakers, many exciting events. Besides the installation that we have just now, witnessing all the new incoming expos, this is it's quite. I prepared some slides in order to show to you what is Toastmasters all about. But maybe before that, I can invite all the role players to give their introduction of their roles first. Can I first invite the grammarian to introduce the word of the day? Yeah, please just sitting in front.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Lisa. I've been missing from the meeting for more than a year. So I'm back and all these forms look so different now, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so as a grammarian, I have, according to this, I have two basic responsibilities. First one is to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day is dawn, as you see on the board. Dawn has particularly two meanings. As a verb, it means to begin, to be understood. As a noun, it could mean daylight or early morning. Examples of usage: Alex was there at dawn every morning to help with the chores. That is as a noun. Once I pulled up to the bank, it dawned on me that I had forgotten my wallet, meaning you have begin to realize or begin to understand. All right, everybody is encouraged to use the word of the day. And my second role would be to comment on the usage of the language throughout the whole meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Risa. So when any one of you, you heard the speakers use the word of the day, dawn, just give them a thumbs up. You don't need to say anything, just show them a thumbs up. Thank you. Next, can I invite the R counter to describe her role, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Yasmin, and today I will be playing the role as an R counter. So my responsibility is to jot down the words and sounds used as a crutch or power figures by anyone who speaks during the meeting. And such words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may include and also my responsibility is to jot down the repeated words such as I, this means this. So
Thank you, R counter. Next, can I invite Kamal as the timekeeper for today?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kamal. I'm the timekeeper for our meeting today. The purpose of the timekeeper is to help ensure that the meeting runs according to schedule. Besides that, to keep track of time for each segment of the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Kamal. Last but not least, let's invite our GE today to describe about his role.
Right. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. As the general evaluator, I generally evaluate. What does that mean? It means that I am here as a third-party observer to observe how does this meeting run today, in order to not only to identify what really works well in this club, but what else we could stand to help make better in this club. Back to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Kishan. Next, I shall give a brief history about Toastmasters International, especially for our guests that first visited our Toastmasters meeting. Yeah. Do you know who is this? This is our founder, Dr. Ramses Medley. Many of us might have heard of his name so many times in each Toastmasters meeting, but not all of you can actually recognize his face. So today I would like to show you, this is Dr. Ramses Medley. And this is our tagline, where leaders are made for Toastmasters. Club mission, our club mission also goes in line with the Toastmasters International Club mission, which is to provide a very supportive learning environment in order to help people to become better communicator and leader. Next, these are some of the very interesting photos that I found online. And the top part, you can see that this Dr. Ramses Medley, his younger time, this is his family, and this is him at the older age. And this is actually the first home club of Toastmasters International that is founded in YMCA Santa Ana, California. This is the building. And this is the first female international president. Sharon has actually spoke about her before, Helen Blanchard in 1985. And last but not least, this is the current world headquarters in Englewood, Colorado, United States. This is where the CEO of Toastmasters International, Daniel Rex, he works here. So whatever email that you all email to Toastmasters International, it's all based in this HQ. And next, this is just a quick fact sheet just for you to have a look on what is our Toastmasters International members consist of. And you can see that right now, pathways, there are 127,000 plus people embarked on pathways, and total levels completed are actually 10,840. Not only that, you can see that the number of DTMs in the world, actually only we have 1,986 DTMs around the world as at 30th June 2018. And therefore, I'm really proud to say that in our district, we have so many distinguished Toastmasters around, including that in this term, we will have another 2 DTM in our club. So you can see that it's an honor to have people achieving award like CL, AL, and DTM. So please appreciate them. And for your information, these are our district officers and directors. One of them you already know. He's here. And this one
stopped by Facebook.
Kishan, he needs to report to division director, which is who is Joshua Chan. This is the division director. You also know him. And next, and division C director needs to report to district director, who is Dr. Yvonne Leong, distinguished Toastmaster. So you can recognize these people. Please give them a warm welcome whenever they come to IJM.
Warm.
And for your information, this is our organization chart for the term. Some of you may have seen it in our Facebook. So please use them also well. And if you notice they didn't work according to their job scope as mentioned in the installation just now, you can always tell the president or you can tell any of the mentors of the club. So that is all for my introduction of Toastmasters International. Now, we shall move on to the project speecher session. Today, we don't have 3 sessions. We don't have the table topics or impromptu speech session due to time constraint. We will move on to the project speecher session, followed by the evaluation session. Yeah, do we have seats for Saviana?
Here, front.
Okay.
Saviana here.
No, I need Okay. Michael, are you ready? Oh, Michael went out. Toilet. So before he comes forward, please refer to the speech objectives and the notes to evaluate at the back of your agenda. All the speakers, they prepare their speeches based on their manual and also speech objective. You can refer that. We would not read out all the speech objectives. And I would like to introduce a bit about Michael. Even though he's not here, I will say some not so good things about him. Michael worked in IJM not even 2 years. He joined in 1.5 years ago, and he is at project management in corporate strategy and investment department, which is the same department as me, but he's more on the project management. And not only that, he will be upgraded to a father soon in August. I think many of you know that. He's very excited to become a father, and so today he will be sharing about parenting, even though he hasn't officially become parent yet. But I believe he already do a lot of reading regarding on how to become the best parent, and I know that he spent a lot of money for his wife and also haven't born baby yet. Yeah. So, yay! So now let's welcome. Are you okay?
Yes.
Take a deep breath first. Okay. Let's welcome Michael for his speech. Parenting 101 Effective Ways to Speak to Your Kids. Parenting 101 Effective Ways to Speak to Your Kids. Michael Chung.
Disclaimer: before I start anything, I'm not parent. I'm not father yet. Soon to be. Yeah, because of that, I started researching this topic about parenting. Okay, this is what happened. Last week, I actually go and look for a house with my parents to move because my baby is going to due very soon, and we need to find a new place to stay. So then, actually, we found a very good house, a very nice place to stay, and it's quite good. Probably I just want to, buy the house. So then, my mom just interrupted me and said, "Boy, don't choose this house." I was like, "Why, mom? I like this house. It's very nice." Don't ask why. No means no. Get surprised, right? I said, a reason with her that, "Mom, I really like this house. It's good, and I have an urgency to move because my baby is coming." Blah blah blah. A lot of reasons I give. And last one thing, my mom will say one thing. She said, "No means no. Can't you just listen to me this time?" Very familiar, right? Any parents here?
Yeah.
Do you do that to your kids?
Yes, I do.
No reason.
Right? I think being in the Asian family, like most of us here, and being raised up in the 80s, 90s kids, right? We come encounter a lot of this kind of conversation with our parents, right?
one line of sentence, that's it. There is no further conversation from there. Yeah. So I thought like, wow, so many years, 33 years already, I'm going to be a father very soon. I thought like, probably I should start researching, searching how to be a very good father. How should I be a way that to have a very engaging communication with my baby boy very soon? So I thought like, hey, I found actually quite very good 3 tips lah. And I thought I would share with all of you here. If you're a parent, you'll be very good. I guess so it is a good time for you to reflect a bit how you should communicate with your kids. And if you're not a parent, it's okay because then you can use it to talk to your friends, your family, or even your colleagues. Right? Okay, the very first one I want to share is basically engage the emotions, but be objective. Okay, if you recall just now, I mentioned that I have an urgency to actually move because of the construction, because of my kids is coming very soon. So the urgency of and the needs of quickly want to move to a new house. But being a parent, sometimes they don't really understand that emotions. So if you were to understand that, let's say I put myself as a mom, at the point of time, I probably would say something like this. Boy, I understand there's an urgency for you to move, but perhaps you should probably look for other options out there. Right? So in a way that you understand the emotions. But at the same time, you'll be very objective. Because for the mom is that I want to divert you from buying the house. So you hit the objective and be very engaging and emotions as well. Right? So that perhaps will be more engaging between my mom and myself. Right? Second, it basically provide options and guide through your kids to make decisions. Right? A lot of times that we don't really give our kids any options to choose. And we just only give in one way. This is the only options that you have. Yeah. No means no. Listen to mom this time. Right? So there's only option. But perhaps if I'm my mom, probably I would give some suggestion to myself to say that, boy, perhaps you should consider the options like, for example, let's get the Airbnb and stay here for a while, and you see whether the environment or the lifestyle suits you or not. Or probably you can consider to rent first, because it is a very high commitment for you to get into a financial loan. Right? At the same time, yes, you deliver the message across to say that you have options. Okay, you're possible that this is not the only way that you can buy the house. You can rent. You can so-called test drive to stay in the house. Right? You guide through your kids to make decisions. Right? Second. And last but not least, being a parent, sometimes we have to be very firm as well. Do you agree? No means no. One means one. One cannot be two. Okay? You have to be firm. But at the same time, you have to be kind. Because you have to be very respectful to your kids that sometimes they come to that certain decision and whatnot, that probably they have a reason behind, and be engaging as well. So be firm and be kind. So how? Boy, I don't think you should choose this house. Mom will help you to look for other options, but not this house. At least it's more pleasing to listen, right? So I say, okay, mom, I'll listen to you this time, right? So at least there is some connections. Okay. So as parents, a lot of time that we didn't realize, right? The moment we speak, we cut off the connections between the kids and the parents by being very firm but not respecting the conversations or the context of the message. Yeah. So I thought that this trick probably can help the parents here. It could be also a reflection to us to say that how we can be more engaging our kids moving forward. Yeah. And also to the rest who are not parents yet, okay, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your partners, this could be the way as well to communicate more and engage more effectively, and there's a continuous engagement. Yeah. So before I conclude my speech, just to wrap it up, communication is very complex. Context can be different from every single conversations. People are unique, so unique that you can't handle. There's no one formula to fit everything. Okay. What is more importantly is that we know how a person behaves. We tweak the way that we communicate and get the engagement going. So that eventually, in the end of the day, everyone in the same table when we speak, there is a what do you call that? The goal that we want to achieve in the end of the day. But it's important that we send it across the message and get both sides to align to a decision that we come to the end. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Michael. Michael, finally I'm able to hear you speak again after such a long time. So it's really a golden opportunity to listen to Michael. Did you all listen well just now?
Yes.
He spoke about speaking, and personally I felt that to be a good parent, you also need to learn how to listen to your kids. That's another topic that we can learn on in future. Now, next up, we have another speech from level 4 elective projects called the Public Relations Strategy. And imagine that now you are in an expo meeting of IJM Toastmasters Club. And this girl, Chloe, she is one of the committee member of the expo. And today she would like to present her PR plan for IJM Toastmasters Club. So let's hear from Chloe what plan that she will have for our club in order to become better in future. Let's welcome Chloe Chong, PR plan.
Good afternoon, President, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests. I am honored to be here today to present my plan relations strategy, public relations plan to BPPR. So I hope that you will accept the proposal. Now in the beginning, let us to review the currently IJM Toastmaster Club, how they advertise our club. First of all, we have the common tools we use is Facebook page. We have 2 Facebook page. One is to promote to the public, and one is to at Facebook at work is for internal staff that public can't view. Because the IJM Toastmaster Club is only open for the internal staff, so we also often post at the Facebook at work. And besides that, we also have a flyer and send out to post in our social media. We have a IJM Toastmaster Club in the WhatsApp group, and we also send the invitation by using email. So we have implemented a new tools in the last term, which is the Facebook live video, which you can see at there. So we will be live in the Facebook at work. And now we also first time achieved the President Distinguished Award. For your knowledge, actually we have completed the new points on the last year March, and we struggle. Actually, we have a bit struggle on the how to achieve new member. So I hope this year we could achieve 8 new members, so we can achieve a 10 points on this year. And we always have a very cheerful meeting. And do you realize anything in this? Oh, based on imagination, anything in this picture? Can guess? Can take a guess?
You are not.
Michael is not happy.
How about Leo? Yeah. Actually, in our Toastmaster Club, we only have 1 side staff. Do you realize that? So we have the difficulty to attract a new side staff from others. Some site even told me that they didn't heard the IJM Toastmaster Club before. Because when I post the picture, they say, what is that? What is that about? I didn't heard before. I worked here for the 30 years. So I have come up a plan, and the objective is to increase the awareness of the IJM Toastmaster Club for the site staff, and to promote the benefit of Toastmaster, because they have the wrong perception of Toastmaster too. I will explain later. So in my PR plan, I have proposed the meeting we can help at the site staff, which is here is the Limbayu site, and this one is the toll division. Because we currently now we don't have any staff from division, and for outsider, for your knowledge, we have 5 divisions here. Plantation, which is in the Sandakan, so it's quite hard to attract them. And we totally don't have one members from whole division. So I have proposed 3 options that in a month, sometimes there will be a 5th Thursday, so we can organize a meeting on after the working hours or 2nd or 4th Thursday also after the working hours, so the site staff can come here. Because I have asked Leon, when he traveled to here, he said sometimes need at least an hour because of the traffic jam. So actually it's quite hard for them. And we can have activity on Saturday. Like I have posted our last month event, the anniversary. They say, oh, it look fun. It's not like the normal IJM Toastmaster, not like the Toastmaster Club. They thought it's public speaking. And actually Toastmaster can have so fun too. They are very stressed for the public speaking. Even for the IJM HQ staff, they also felt very struggle on to join the Toastmaster Club. Even for me, actually, I'm struggling also. Like today, I have to change my workplace, so I have to I have to rush. I ask for Kawa help for the food and that all. And I have a colleague told me that she feels so stressed join Toastmaster because she said it's very fear of the glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. So I hope that actually we can have more activities, something like workshop on the 5th Thursday, or we can have a team building, have a more outing activities, so they will understand IJM actually Toastmaster is not for public speaking. Actually, it's to have fun and positive. In last term, actually, we do have fun. Look at their smile. We have a birthday celebration, letter readers like what we usually don't do. And in the exchange Christmas, I hope that the next term will have the more activities and workshop, so that our staff will be more amazing. Thank you. That's all for my PR plan.
Thank you very much, Chloe, for the PR plan. I believe not only with this plan, we still have a lot of plans in mind, but what I feel that it's a teamwork that can make all these plans come to reality. And stay tuned for more interesting updates from IJM Toastmasters Club. Next up, we will have another level 4 elective project, managing a difficult audience. Role players, are you ready? Please keep quiet. Later on, maybe we have more than that. I can't guarantee that, Madura. So next up, let's invite Madura for her project. Live life your way, live life your way, Madura. Give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Do you feel motivated today when you woke up this morning?
Yes.
Yes. That's great to hear. Now, before I start, I would like to thank the IJM Corporation for calling me up here to give this speech. My name is Madura, and I am a motivational and well-being coach.
Wow.
Today, I'm here to motivate you to live life your way.
Wow. Great.
Before I start, let me share with you a quote by Andre Guy. It's better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. It's better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you're not. Why? I would like to encourage you, all of you, to think about if you're killing your potential by following the norm. Now you may ask me, what is the norm? So throughout my speech today, I'm sure all of you will have many questions. Please note them down, and you can pass it to, and you can ask them at the end of my session, and I will be sure to answer them. All right. Now, every person on this earth is unique and has a purpose. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. All of us have a purpose. You have a purpose, Michael. Kiddo has a purpose. Don't shake your head. You do. It's just that you haven't found them yet. But what are we doing by following the norm? Will we be able to find it? What is the norm? A norm is considered a situation or a behavior that is typical. For example, how many of you here that think that blue is for boys? Only for boys. And pink is only for girls.
Actually, I don't agree. Blue and pink is quite old-fashioned, isn't it?
Yellow?
Yeah, it's quite old-fashioned.
I like purple.
That's true.
Isn't it quite sexist actually just to say blue is for boys and pink
Orange
is
is
for
the new
girls?
black.
True, I agree with you. Thank you, Robina, for your thoughts. I definitely agree with you. And it's good to hear that many of you here don't agree on this thing. That means you are not following the norm. And my purpose here today is to encourage you to not follow the norm.
Great.
For example, my next example will be men cannot cry. Oh, girls must know how to cook. Why is that so?
Oh yeah.
To eat good food.
Only dead fishes go with the flow. So you guys don't be a dead fish, all right? Why do you need to escape the norm? And how can you do this? When we follow the norm, we feel accepted. We feel normal. We feel like we are part of the gang, our family, our friends, and society. And how can you escape this? It's by leaving your comfort zone. When you leave your comfort zone and you step out of it and you challenge these assumptions, like what you just did, Robina, Sharon, Hubert. When you challenge these assumptions, that is when it makes you think, why is it so? Is it harmful for any of us here? Not really. Is it going against tradition? Not really. Then why are we following something so blindly without knowing the why? So I would encourage all of you to start small. Guys, go ahead and wear pink. Nobody's going to say nothing. What do you think about
That's easy
pink?
enough to say. Pink socks.
Why do you think pink sucks? Or Kishan, why do you think it's hard?
Well, you gotta look good if you want to wear pink.
You see, why do you need to look good to be able to wear pink?
You have not seen me in a pink shirt.
Let's not try that.
So I think the idea here is that you be considered gay. That is the most normal, most of the assumptions would be you'll be considered as gay, or you'll be considered as very soft or more feminine, more towards the feminine side. But if you are confident in your own being and you are confident that you are masculine enough to show this feminine side of yourself, why wouldn't you not wear pink? Just for you to think about. Next. Now I'm asking you to go against the norm. But you may ask me back, what would be the benefits of going against the norm? Why should I do that? First of all, you will have more control over your life. And you will have increased self-confidence. If you look at the points here, it all relates to each other. Once you have more control over your life, and you're not bothered about what other people say about pink, why should I know how to cook? Can't the men cook? Gordon Ramsay is a male. He cooks, and he cooks great food, right?
I disagree with that.
Yes.
How do you know that Gordon Ramsay cooked great food? And I'm sure that he's pretty stressed up along the way because he swears a lot.
Thank you for your thought, Karen. Thank you for your thought.
Master Chef Junior.
But what I'm trying to say here is, a lot of males today love to cook as well. So you shouldn't just put the pressure on women to know how to cook. Maybe if they love cooking, then they can go ahead and cook. But what if they don't like cooking? Then you don't have to force yourself to cook something not very delicious and force it down people's throat, right? If you have more control against your life, you will have that increased self-confidence. And when you have that increased self-confidence, it will challenge you to take up more of the challenges. For example, I will wear pink or I will wear blue today. And nothing happened to me. So tomorrow, I will try on something new. And these challenges will build that armor of resilience. When no matter what people say, and no matter how people put you down, you are always asking, why? What is so wrong in that? And you will take up more challenges, and this will bring you to greater heights. And therefore, finally, you will be leading a more fulfilling life. Have you guys ever tried? When people say no to you, you can't do that, you're not able to do that, but you go against that and do it anyway. Doesn't it bring a sense of fulfillment in your life? Kido, yes, you have something to say?
Yes, I agree with you.
You agree? Okay, so when you have that fulfillment in life, you will continuously search for new things, better things to do, and that is how your life progresses. So to conclude my speech today, I would like to encourage all of you to live life your way. You don't have to be married by 30. You don't have to have kids immediately after marriage. You don't have to do any of this if you don't feel like doing it, or if it doesn't feel right for you. Do you all get me? Do you all agree?
If you don't feel like going forward,
What if your mom asks you to cook and then you tell your mom that I don't like to cook, but your mom insists that I want to
Yeah, just like Michael's mom.
yeah.
Okay.
Or try wearing pink
Cook means
for.
Thank you. So Sharon, for example, you said you don't. What if you don't feel like going to work, right? Then you must ask yourself, why you don't feel like going to work? Is it a necessity that you need to go to work?
Yes, to pay bills.
Yeah. So you see, some motivations you have to build it themselves. When you wake up in the morning, you have to tell yourself, I have bills to pay, and I have to. You have to motivate yourself.
Break yourself from the bill.
I still don't eat rice, my brain.
Break yourself from the bill. You don't even have to pay
I have questions actually.
Yes.
I thought like sometimes norm is being a guiding principle for us to follow certain social practice. Just give an example. If you see a traffic light red, green, and green, right? You say you want to challenge the norm. So I thought about green. I mean the example of blue and pink as well, right? Toilet or not. It's the guiding principle people easily can identify that this is for ladies, this is for gentlemen. So let's say that sometimes we should always challenge the norm, but there's always a reason why we should follow the norm.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael, for your thoughts on this. And your question, to answer your question, following the norm for a certain tradition and following the rules and regulations set by your country is different. For example, you're talking about the traffic light. Do you think it feels right for you to go against the traffic light? If it's red, will you drive your car? What will it cause? What is the impact that it will bring to your life? You will probably go to jail, right? But if you go against the norm of wearing pink, for example,
Okay,
does
on
it do
that
any
note-
harm?
On that note, wearing pink, imagine the guys wearing pink to a board meeting or giving a proposal to a big client. The client or the board meeting or the directors will probably be so distracted by the pink and wondering, what on earth are you doing this to me when this is such a serious, $1 billion deal?
Thank you, Sharon. I'm not sure about how the board of directors will be bothered about a color of a person, what a person is wearing. Then he or she should probably come for one of my motivational and I would definitely love to change their mindset or at least try. As the board of directors, they should spend the time to think of better things that happens during the meeting. But thank you, Sharon, for sharing and getting laughter from everyone. Thank you. So, Michael, I hope I answered your question.
I have another question. So
Yes, please.
you define norm, right? So if let's say every guy start wearing pink and accepting pink as a norm,
That's the norm already.
yeah. So are we saying that we now switch the norm to wear back blue is being outstanding or being yourself?
I think my point here is to do what feels right for you and not be afraid of doing things because of the norm. The norm means men can't wear pink. So you must question that norm, why men can't wear pink. Like for example, if you're talking about the traffic light, why can't you go against the red light? Because that is the law. If you go against the law, you will cause accidents,
So can we
people
say
will
that
die.
law is a norm? The law is a norm.
No,
No.
law
It's
is
not
the
norm.
law.
Norm is a lifestyle. Lifestyle. Norm is something like your lifestyle. Traffic light is a rule. Law.
Yes, exactly.
Law and law. The one is called law. Standard law.
Just
Lifestyle. It's not your lifestyle or your behavior.
That's true.
But imagine if, let's say, a parent's having a newborn baby,
Yes.
and it's a boy, but for full moon or whatever the birthday, you dress up the poor kid in pink. That's against the norm. I mean the norm, because pink is ideally for girls, but because the parents decided to live life your way and dress up the little baby boy in pink, then the poor baby will have an identity crisis. Don't you think so?
Thank you, Sharon, again for your thoughts. So these actually stimulate your mind to think about it, right? So if you're talking about year-old baby and he's going to be wearing pink, and now it comes to tradition. For example, if your parents are asking you, why are you dressing this baby boy in pink? That poor little boy, you must be able to ask your parents, why? What's wrong in that? But to answer, to really get you to think, will you get clothes to dress your baby boy every day for 30 days of the month? The point here is not to prove to people that you are going against the norm, but you're supposed to do things that feels right for you, right? And only by this way you'll be able to learn and you'll be able to grow. I'll give you another example. Chinese New Year reunions. Deepawali reunions. I'll give you a personal example. I don't really like traditions. For example, wearing black means it will bring bad luck. I'm wearing black right now. What bad luck could happen to me? Choi, jinx. On me, but I've worn black many times and I've never seen or never encountered anything bad. And when my grandmother calls me for a reunion, I'm not going to tell my grandmother because I don't want to follow the norm. Oh, sorry, grandma, I can't come because I'm going against the norm. You are going to visit your grandmother because you love her and you know it will make her happy. And that happiness makes you happy in return. So, ladies and gentlemen, live life your way. But please don't go against the traffic light. Thank you.
Thank you, Madura, the motivational and well-being coach of IJM. I believe every one of you now have an idea of how you can live life your own way. Guys, I hope to see you in pink one day.
Tomorrow I'll wear pink.
Yeah, tomorrow is a Friday, yes. Now we shall move on to the next session, which will be taken control by our general evaluator. But before that, can you all vote for the best speaker in the link? For IJM Toastmasters member, you can directly click into the link to vote for your best speaker. If not, the code is IJM TMC for the non-member. You can go to slido, sli.do, and key in the code IJM TMC, all capital letter, IJM TMC, then you can vote for the best speaker. I give you another 20 seconds. Now we shall move on to the next session. Can I invite our general evaluator, Kishan Doshi, DL4, to take over the general evaluation section. Thank you, support.
So for our guests, giving a speech is just one step of the whole process. What completes the cycle to make this, to enable you to grow, is to hear feedback of what people think or what people feel about your speech. Now, we're first going to start by hearing the evaluators for all three speakers to come up and deliver evaluation of the speakers. So with that, I invite the first evaluator, and his name, I left the agenda behind. So for Michael's evaluation, this is going to be done by Robina. So Robina, the stage is yours to give your thoughts on Michael.
Okay, so welcome everyone. I've also been away from IJM Toastmasters meeting for a while. Unlike others, it hasn't been too long. So oh no! Actually, I'm always kidding to Lisa, but I'm so excited to see her here today. It's the first meeting I ended up. And it's also been a long time since I've heard Michael speak, so I'm very honored to be evaluating you today. And I told Michael that I had high expectations. His initials are MC. So I think that tells you all you need to know. Michael is a very experienced speaker. I've heard him become an MC for events as well. And I have to say, MC today also describes Michael's style, multiple C's. Wow. And basically it's 3 C's when it comes to Michael's style. He's very clear when it comes to his speech and the way he talks. Confidence just oozes out of him. And the third one, a very conversational style. When Michael speaks here, he makes it seem like he's speaking to you directly. And I really love listening to you when you do that. So I really hope I don't have to wait too long to see you up here again. So may I say, as the first project speaker of the day, you started off with a bang. It was amazing. Let me just give you all a hint. Michael didn't realize he was the first project speaker on the agenda today. Hence his disappearance at that moment. It wasn't to build suspense. Having said that, that just shows how fantastic the way you started your speech was. And I have to commend the way you acted out the scenario, because everybody was sort of distracted with the installation and excited with the agenda of the day. And I love the fact that you acted out the scenario between yourself and your mother. And the second thing I really liked is, as expected, your speech fundamentals were fantastic. The content was clear, your facial gestures, your vocal variety was all there. So there's really nothing much for me to poke at or give you tips there. If I may, I only have some suggestions that you might want to consider for your second speech. A couple of things. You have very strong facial gestures and body language. You might want to consider using that the next time around to emphasize your role play even more, especially between yourself and your mother. There's many ways you could do that, depending on what's your comfort level, either by spreading out the space between the time you're acting out your own dialogue and your mother's dialogue, or putting in more vocal variety to emphasize your mother as a feminine role, or a different body language between yourself and your mother. A second thing you could consider is the topic of your speech is very rich, and that's talking about the parent-child relationship. Obviously, as I mentioned to you earlier, this is something very close to my heart, as I see myself mainly as a mom more than anything else. A couple of things you might want to approach in terms of improving the content could be approaches between the previous generation and how they approach parent-child, and how you might want to approach parent-child relationship. And last but not least, may I just have one last tip is, always have a quick glance at the agenda to make sure what's on the agenda. Other than that, I really look forward to hearing you the second time around. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ravina, for that evaluation. And she really addressed a lot of the key things that Michael had done really well in his speech. And she even offered advice on how he can increase or make more clear when he's role-playing his mother versus when he's role-playing himself. So thank you for that. We now invite the evaluator for Chloe Chong, Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Leader Bronze, Sharon Fu.
Thank you very much, Mr. G.E. Chloe. It's such an honor to evaluate Chloe because I literally see her grow from the first time she stepped in until today. And would you agree with me, IJM staff, that Chloe has really grown so much to be a very polished and poised and very charismatic speaker?
Yes.
I love the part that I didn't expect. I did this project as well, this planning PR. The one thing that I didn't do compared to yours was, wow, you did the slides. Because picture paint 1,000 words, and I can totally relate to you because I was in PR before, and the slides really tell everyone, even the far end, what you intend to say and how to improve PR in the Toastmasters Club. And I thoroughly appreciated the fact that you have given us, the non-IJM members here, what IJM has done in the PR, and I will say that the IJM staff has done, IJM Toastmasters have done an excellent job in boosting the PR. All I know is most of the Toastmasters club, they will just do Facebook and the WhatsApp and the email. And in this instance, you all even did the FB Live. Wow, hi, I'm here. It's such a cool thing to do FB Live. But on that note, FB Live, I would like to ask how many percentage of the viewers are actually going to FB Live? Because most of the staff are working. Is it working? You have to ask yourself that. If it's working, keep it up. If it's not working, you have to think of other ways. Maybe cut short the FB Live and probably install it into YouTube, so that, because things that's installed in YouTube is there permanently. So you can increase viewers rates forever and ever. Yeah, that's one thing on the YouTube. And the thing that, Chloe, I appreciate if my thought is that you are such a good speaker and so pleasant to look to, but you were hidden. You were standing here all the way. I'm not sure if the people way back there were blocked by this role. Because as a speaker, it would be better if you are right in front. Because always remember, you are the star of the speech. The slide is just supporting stuff, backdrop. So another thing will be reduce the slides. Because when you reduce the slide, because you did such good slides, I was all engrossed onto the slide, and I totally forgotten about you. Yeah, if you were to reduce the slide, keep it to 5 or 6 slides, I would have remembered what you want to tell better. Because as of this hand, I can only remember most of the things from the slides, especially the stress one. I like that picture very much. Good finding in all your pictures. And the one thing about giving speeches on philosophical or steps to do is always end it with a recap. What are the proposed plans that you want to do? Number 1, increase awareness in the site by having a 5th meeting. Number 2, you mentioned something about you were stressed out at work, but there is no solution. Yeah, that's the only part. If there's no solution for the part, just skip it. Other than that, well done, Chloe. Love
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon started by creating a relevance with Chloe by impressing that that she has done PR before. And when giving an evaluation, showing your speaker that you know where they're coming from helps them to feel very comfortable to listen to what you have to say. And Sharon also highlighted a very important fact that your slides should assist you, they shouldn't assert you. So thank you, Sharon, for pointing all of that. Now, we have our third evaluator, evaluating Madura. We have Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Leader Silver, Ramesh, to deliver this evaluation.
Dear friends, for Toastmasters, Madura, I'm not here to evaluate your speech because for this speech I have to evaluate how you diffuse the reaction from the audience.
Yes.
It looks like there are many of them who like to bring today's meeting. I'm trying to look at it, whether it's Leo Kido, whether it's Robina, was it impromptu or was it
Managing difficult audience.
right. But what I like about you, Madura, is you're always cool, calm, keep on smiling with all of them, right? Either that because we know this audience, I'm not that sure, but you know you have that in you, that you can accept any kind of comment. That's what I thought, because I can hear all kind of sounds around. I get very irritated when I hear this. You were like, okay, I can do it. You were fine with that. And you have very simple slide to aid you. I'll come to that where you can improve. It's very fast. The other thing is your ability to note, comment, and sound made of others. I mean, it's a good presenter has this ability where you listen, you have to observe. Observe not only with your sound or listening, it's also with your eyes and other contacts, facial expression of others. They may be very serious about it. Like Robina was saying something, she looks very serious about it. I said, sure, she's really not talking about that color, etc. But you manage to diffuse all of them in a certain way. But the one thing that you like to have a look is like, keep on controlling your this smile or laughter that you have. No, sometimes you have to show, you project that I'm very serious with what are you saying. You want to motivate them, so you have to be like project. You have to do that. No? As if it's dawned upon you. I am reflecting of what you say, something in that manner. And the other thing we want to work, not to thank everyone for their comment. People make comments on things, not don't keep on saying, thank you, I thank you. You may want to paraphrase or rephrase what they say, or explore a bit further by probing questions, put them into the situation and motivate them. That would be really successful because you are willing to motivate them. And the other time that you can prepare other slides to aid you. You know you can expect some questions about men wearing pink. Why don't you have some pictures of some famous people wearing pink? And that would be something great to have. You can anticipate questions and you can have information and statistics. You can have a type of motivations. Motivation that are intrinsic, extrinsic motivation. People are motivated by intrinsic, extrinsic. They're also motivated because of the family. There are many types of motivation, but competence and learning motivation. We are here. What are we motivated as a Toastmasters? Our motivation is not money. Am I right? Our motivation is learning, improving our competency. You can do that to them. Look, Sharon, it's not about going to work about a salary only. You are motivated because you're providing food for the family. Would you motivated with that? Then they will like, yeah, then you put. And when you end your speech, summarize all that and motivate them with that. That would have been a better way of diffusing all these people. With that, Madura, thank you. Back to you.
That was a very effective and very detailed breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. Paraphrasing, rather than saying thank you again and again, just saying good point or even just putting your hand to acknowledge is also a good idea. Good points from him. And he also stressed the importance that when you are handling a difficult audience, which most of us will end up doing once in a while, you cannot just be smiling and laughing the entire time. You need to also know when to project that fierce expression that says, I am being very serious right now. And then people will understand that you. I hope everyone took something away from what he said. Now, we'll do the voting for the best evaluator. So if everyone can go back to Slido, you can, the next poll should already be up to vote for the best evaluator. So. Don't worry.
No, Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Wi-Fi. No, because the members here getting more. The speed of the Wi-Fi need to be.
Yes.
Correct.
As an IT person, I agree with this. The access point is overloaded.
This is how you motivate the Toastmaster class. Motivation.
Okay, that's a
Good second win by Christine and Rose.
Can work, might not work. We never know for sure. So now let's go to the second second round of evaluation. So this is where I have my more technical role players to come forward and give their reports. So we start with our R counter. So Yasmin, would you prefer to stand where you are or come here? Okay, then stand there and give your R counters report.
Okay, thank you, Dee. Hello everyone, it's me again. So now for the R counter report, our ASA, Chloe Chong with 0 postulars. Toastmaster of the day, Kong Sotwa, 1 total of 1 postular. President Vidya, 2 a total of 2. Next is project speaker. The first project speaker, Michael, 1 1 ya, 1 la, 1 f. And then I noticed one thing in your speech is that you tend to begin your sentence with so, and in the middle you would like to add like I feel like, I was thinking like, and
like too much, good like too much.
You use too many rights at the end of your sentence. So perhaps you can improve on that. A total of 7 postulars. Next is Chloe Chong, 3 and repeated words actually so. Total of 5. Next is Madhura, you was awesome with just 2 postulars, 2 And next is for the speech evaluation. The first evaluator, Robina, 1 3 2 total of 6. For Sharon Fu and Ramesh, 0 postulars. And our GE, Ishan Doshi, 2 So that's all for me. Back to you.
Thank you, Yasmin. That's probably like the best record I will ever do. So now we will go with Lisa for the grammarian's report. So, Lisa. Yes, sure.
Okay, I have 3 minutes. I will try to rush through the whole thing. Okay, word of the day used by Ramesh. Thank you very much. Alright, so moving on to good usage of English. I'm not mentioning names, I'll just go run through whatever I've recorded. Goes without saying, in the interest of time, you are in effect the CEO. With that being said, cycle, process, relevance, impress, assert, took something away. Break this glass throughout the face of time, upgraded to a farther school, golden opportunity, teamwork, reality, disclaimer, reason with her, urgency to move, look for the options, look for other options, high commitment, test drive, last but not the least, be firm and be kind. Communication is very complex, people are unique, wrong perception, team building, guiding principles, increased awareness. This is a sentence, this is a quote. Better to be hated for what you are than for what you are not. More amazing potential, norm, purpose, thoughts, only dead fishes go with the flow, control over your life, increased self-confidence, armor of resilience, greater heights, progress, personal examples, jinx, identity crisis, polished, poised, charismatic. Actually, a lot of good English. Picture paints 1,000 words, increase the viewers rate, star, engrossed, very honored, conversational style, started off with a bang, build suspense, command, comment, scenario, the fundamentals, spreading out your space, approach, quick glance. Okay, the last one. Listen, observe, diffuse, paraphrase, probe, intrinsic, extrinsic, learning, competency. These are all the good usage. There are some not so good and with suggestions for improvement. Particularly honor. In that context, it should have been honored. I am honored. Born and raised up, born and brought up, we are born and raised. There is one point. This one is past and present tense. It should be there was one point because referring to the past. Always in debt to all. It's always indebted to all. Nice to meet with you all. Nice meeting all of you. Describe about his role. It would be better just to say describe his role. Guests first visited our meeting. Guests attending the meeting for the first time or guests attending our meeting for the first time. Haven't born baby. Unborn baby. Pleasing to listen. It would be better if you say pleasing to our ears. Let us to review. Let us review. We have a big struggle. We struggled. Oops, I'm not done. Alright, just a few more. Didn't heard before. Could be never heard before. Don't have one members from dash dash dash. Don't have any members. Have so fun too. Have fun too. And the last few, nobody is going to say nothing. I don't know how to improve that. Nobody is going to say nothing. I don't actually understand what that means. Pressure on women, it would be better if you say pressure on women in general. Smiling with all of them, smiling at them or smiling with them. You was awesome. It would be better to say you were awesome. That's it, I'm done. Back to you.
Right, thank you. I think it's very clear that she took almost 2.5 minutes just talking about good usage of language. So the language used today was fantastic. Thank you, Visa, for highlighting all of that. Now we have our timer come out to give his timer's report.
Thank you, G. Our meeting started at 12:40. ASA call meeting to order. Roy Chor to 2 minutes 20 seconds. VTR President's opening speech to 4 minutes and 35 seconds. EMD takes control Sukwa to 6 minutes 56 seconds. Vision installation of new club offices to 8 minutes 9 seconds. Moving on to project speeches. Project speaker number 1, Michael Chan, 6 minutes 18 seconds. Joey Chong, 6 minutes 11 seconds. And last but not least, Madura, 15 minutes 26 seconds. That's one for project speeches. Evaluation session, Vision, general evaluator takes control to 30 seconds. Evaluators, speech number 1, Rodina, 3 minutes 48 seconds. Evaluators number 2, Sharon Food, 3 minutes 29 seconds. And last evaluators, that's Ramesh, to 3 minutes 28 seconds. Council report, Jasmine, 1 minute 29 seconds. Visa Lakshi, preliminary report, 4 minutes 20 seconds. And myself, at the timer, 5 minutes 10 seconds. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kamal. So now we reach the part where I will give my report or my opinion. So, if I recall at the start of the meeting that there were about 3, excluding myself, Sharon and Q, there are 2 guests from IJM itself. Then, can I take it to say that everyone else here is a member of this club in particular?
Yes.
For corporate club, this is very good attendance and great job for getting everyone. I know this it is, the meeting becomes more vibrant and more fun altogether. Everything, I think this room, the setup is good. And in fact, at first I was a bit curious what this camera was doing over here. And then it's only through it's actually through Chloe's speech that I realized, oh, okay, I'm actually being broadcasted here. I think maybe just one thing is to just mention that that it's being broadcasted right at the beginning. I think that would just let people be aware that, oh, okay, that's there. And so people like me who can sometimes
come in pink.
but our mouth is very loose, or the ears in my mouth is very loose sometimes. So then I need to be aware of these kind of things, lest I say anything a bit too explosive. Each of the speakers and the evaluators that came up here all showed great proficiency in the language. From Michael, and then his evaluator Robina, to Chloe and Sharon, to Madhu and Ramesh, each person has a very distinct style, and each style works very well for each of them. So I really feel that the language or the level of English being used in this club is really at a very good level. And I would encourage the other members here that developing your own style takes time, and it's very clear that the members who spoke today each have taken their time to come up with their own styles. So do that. It's always a work in progress. Make sure to take that time to invest, find out what's your preferred speaking style. I liked the idea of the clapper. I actually, when I first saw it on my table, I thought, it's like, what is this? And then I used it one time, but then I realized, like, I'm the only one using this. So that I quickly put it down. Thank you, Ramesh. So I think maybe if we can also get people to happily use the clapper, I think then that would really help to lighten up the mood of the club, because I believe that is really what these clappers are meant for, and we should use them for what they are meant for. We started a bit late. Started just a bit late, but I think not too far behind on the timing so far. But just, I would say we have to be careful of that timing, because like for example, we had budgeted aside 15 minutes for the installation, but I saw that we started late, so then I knew, okay, I'll try to keep this as brief as I could. So then please do be aware of that timing, because at least in my corporate club, by the time our meeting runs until 1:30, and by 1:31, everyone is very anxious to leave. So I'm not sure if this is a culture here as well, but then be mindful of the timing.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Okay, now I understand the political structures.
Okay.
With that being said, I really can't find anything else. I think this is a very good way of running the meetings, and I look forward to coming here again as your area director to come and see how you're doing in a few months' time. So thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to seeing all of you again. So back to.
It's too noisy and everybody can't speak if everyone uses the clapper. Thank you very much. I think we have a great meeting until now. Now we shall move on to the awards and announcement session. We will have 2 awards to be given out today. But before that, I shall invite the President, Vidya, to come forward to present the award. First, may I invite our General Evaluator, Kishan, to receive a token from us. Thank you. Now for the best speaker, drum rolls please. Mantra. evaluator, drum roll. Drum it.
Maybe you sit right at the end.
Thank you. For any announcement of our club activity, and you can just refer to the back of the agenda. Thank you. Now I shall pass on the floor to our president, Vidya, to give her closing address.
First of all, I would like to thank those people who are motivating me since morning to give my presidential opening speech. I don't know whether you will believe or not, the first thing I saw was the message from Suko at my table today. So that's really motivates me to be here today. Without further ado, actually we missed out just now that our president, our past president is here.
Yes.
So, like, I would like to thank him for giving me this such a wonderful, vibrant club to me. But it's not easy. It's just been 1 week I took over this club. I'm sure you have went through a lot of ups and downs. So thank you. Can we have a round of applause for him? Thank you, the past president. I believe all of us are here to continuously learn and develop ourselves. And I really hope that all of us has the take-home message from the speaker and also from the evaluator. They have given us a lot of lessons and knowledge to bring back. One thing I've noticed from Madhura's speech was about the norm. When I first started my Toastmaster Club, it was a very formal meeting. So all these members has worked hard to break the norm and become our clubs to make more vibrant and more fun. That Toastmasters meeting can also be done in a more fun way. There will be a lot of ideas being contributed by the members. So keep that up, keep that momentum going. So this is just the beginning. There are a lot more to go. So with that, I thank all of you, and the meeting is urgent.
Can we take a group photo here? This some of you can sit here and then we take.